All right. There we are. Put it on the supercharge. We're going to see what goes on from here. Thanks so much for being here on the tube, getting the business. We're just going to roll like we usually do. And, yeah, it's the time to get out. I just want to talk about some things going on and some interesting places to go. Because a lot of the chats lately, people have been talking about leaving. There's been a lot of people talking about going places, going here, going there, blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to do a quick video on, a bugging out kind of where to go scenario. Where would you be? So, yeah. We're doing it live. SRD, we're going to try. So, persistence is my name. So this is a list of all of the places that you can go that supposedly are very affordable. This is by NBC. This is a mainstream media option. Do not get your news from me. Go to NBC. They are very good at what they do. They love you. And they're going to tell you the truth, okay? And truth is that some people are... oh, wait. Canadian preppers got an alert. Russia has hammered NATO deep bunker and something's going on in Israel, folks. That is a Canadian prepper alert, okay? So if you have to, leave and go check out his channel, I get it. So these are the places where they recommend going to, right? And I've been to a few of them. I have been to Vietnam, and that would be a great place to go, especially out in the hinterlands on the border with Cambodia if you're trying to become an expat and live very comfortably. Solid country. Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City is a beautiful place. So if you're thinking about going to Asia, Vietnam is a good place to be. Colombia. I would not move there. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I would not move to Colombia, and the reason why is because Colombia is like Mexico, number 7 on the list, and these seems to be a real desire to sling illegal substances, and I don't know. I don't think I could do it in Colombia. So, really hot too, jungle. Plus, those remember the movie Romancing the Stone? You guys remember that? Great movie with the lovely Kathleen Turner and, what's his name? Michael Douglas. If you're looking for a good old school 80s hit from the great country of Colombia, a wonderful movie that is. So, anyway, yeah. Indonesia, very much a certain kind of religion now. Definitely a rising star in Asia. So, if you are into that, well, Indonesia might be an okay place to go. I don't think I would choose it. Number 4 is definitely probably my second choice. Panama would be a good spot. A very, stable country. They actually use the American dollar, if I remember correctly. A lot of modern medical and all that. Really great weather. Beautiful. Paradise. I hear up in the mountains. It is a really nice area to go to. So, number 4, Panama. There you go. I'd be down with that. Number 5, Philippines. I think I could do the Philippines. Now, I know that there's a lot of gang activity and there's definitely some rough spots, but I think if you found a good place out in the hinterlands, some small village, you would probably fare well. Okay. India, probably number 5 on this list, tied with Mexico. Mexico, gosh, I don't think I could do Mexico. The cartels and all that, and now how they've put into power, it just seems like it really wouldn't be a good mix for me. India, I could do out in the hinterlands of India, but like a village, small village somewhere where I don't know anyone. Number 8, Thailand. I could do Thailand. I've been to Thailand. I've been all over Thailand. South is beautiful. Bangkok's a big city, but fun. It was really cool to go there. But I would probably go into the mountainous regions of Thailand. I could probably handle that. People are super nice. It's very cheap. And the food's fantastic, I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of eating at a construction site, side of the road pad thai, veggie style, because we didn't trust the meat. But I got to tell you, it was a wonderful, probably one of the most memorable dates I've ever had with my wife. Brazil, I don't think I could do Brazil. China, we're not doing China. So it says Asian countries dominated this year's list, nabbing 6 out of the top 10 positions. Southeast Asia in particular stood out with Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, and Thailand ranking in the top 10. Housing is a big plus in all 4 countries. Thailand ranks first, Vietnam second, Philippines 5th, Indonesia 8th. I remember, now this was 2016. We were at like a 4-star hotel and it was $50. So it's probably much more expensive now, but it is very cheap living in those areas. As it says, most expats agree it is easy to find housing and they're happy with how affordable it is. Beautiful too. They got lovely cherry wood and teak and all that. Beautiful, beautiful furniture. But out of the surveyed expats living in Vietnam, 86% rated cost of living favorably, more than twice the global average of 40%. 65% of respondents in the country say they're satisfied with their financial situation, compared to 54% globally, according to the report. So, Vietnam, you're looking good, buddy. You're doing all right. Beautiful city, Saigon. They've got numerous rivers, the Mekong, and it's all lit up. They've got like gym sets on the side of the rivers where you can sit there and hang out. Very modern. We traveled all over. Great food, cheap. I remember getting, my wife and I would get massages like daily. They're like $15, $10. And they were good. So, got our nails done. We had the fish that ate the dead skin off our feet. Did those pools. It was neat. It was fun. It was really, really fun. So, yeah. So that's if you're looking to escape, okay? Let's say you're looking to escape. So, let's say, though, you know that problems are coming and you want to stay in America. You don't trust Indonesia. So, this is a guy who, I believe in southern Utah, has created a thing called Operation Self-Reliance. So, big pickup truck rolling down the dirt road, kicking up dust. Phil Gleason drove past workmen in hats, yellow vests, digging a well for a new solar-powered home. Off-grid community known as Operation Self-Reliance bloomed with housing construction in the Utah desert. Think of all the dependencies when we're in the cities, Mr. Gleason said, 74, the community's founder. We have to drink the water they give us. We have to deal with the trash pickup, pesticides. I'm not saying it's all bad. It's not what I wanted. I needed something else. So, off-grid, southern Utah, right? Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So, years ago, Mr. Gleason envisioned such a place for like-minded people built in a time-honored idea of sustainable and self-sufficiency. So, initial challenge was they had no money, we had no land, we just had a concept. These things are popping up all over. There are all kinds of people that are starting to buy slots. And I remember when I lived in the Midwest, there was one where they took an old missile silo and were trying to convert it into like a doomsday shelter that was below ground in this old Atlas nuclear shelter, the rocket, whatever the heck they were, decommissioned, and they were trying to turn it into something, that would be withstanding of a nuclear war, And isn't it just so warm and charming now with all the beautiful things going on in the world that people are actually considering going underground, going to places like this and going underground and trying to make it work, trying to make it so they can survive whatever the heck the world's going. It's funny, too, because in 2014-15, a lot of the super rich people bought New Zealand bunkers. They bought bunkers in New Zealand. And this report just came out last week that said of all the places on Earth, the best place to be for a nuclear winter would be New Zealand. It would be basically unaffected. They would live in peace and harmony as the people suffered on every other continent in the world. So I don't know if you're, got the Jeff Bezos money, but maybe you can go down there and do it. But if not, maybe Mr. Gleason is on to something. So months of searching for the right place, Mr. Gleason discovered a 1,240-acre property up for sale in a remote location about 100 miles south of Salt Lake City. So that's probably fairly close to another city that's actually really growing there called St. George. I don't know if you've ever been there. We traveled up the gut of Utah in 2021, and neat, very, it looked like Mars. But you get down to the south, we're going to Zion. You get down to the south, and St. George is this big booming city out of nowhere, just kind of sitting there on the southern portion. Then we went down to Mesquite, Nevada, where I went and did a little gambling and actually made a little bit of money. It's fun. Stayed in a real nice hotel, real super cheap. But 140 people now down there, 50 families, 75 of them children, living off-grid in a passive solarized homes made out of brick, concrete, and compressed blocks of earth. When fully built, the model community will accommodate more than 200 homesteads, each with a 2-acre plot for raising animals and growing fruits and vegetables. I got to tell you, folks, I think they're on to something. So there it is. There it is. He says, we're building a self-reliant community of agricultural producers. He said part of the agreement is they'll become agricultural producers. Become a producer could be as simple as having a small garden, he said. So, I don't know how dry it is down there, but it's looking pretty dry from these pictures. Hopefully they have a good water source. And, I know Great Salt Lake is definitely drying up. Saw it for myself, 2021. So, yeah. I don't know. What do you think, folks? You could have a greenhouse, but build infrastructure. If you got 1 foot in the garden and a tree, you're an agricultural producer. Maybe you're into it. Maybe that's what you're going to do. Maybe you want to go down there and help Mr. Gleason out. He said, Mr. Gleason said the price of a 2-acre parcel is $25,000. It costs about $200,000 on average to develop fully in alignment with the contract. So, $200,000. I know a lot of people have heard about Shofar Mountain, Mr. Viking Preparedness. He's got that rolling. We have our little plot in Central Maryland, and we're enough to do everything. We love it here. We got wild raspberries, wild mulberries. I was talking on a Magic Prepper stream, we're planning on putting in apple trees here. I think we're going to do that very soon. I had a deal on them too, and I forgot about them and I let them go, and they were sold. So, but maybe we'll do that here pretty soon. I'd like to diversify though. Magic Prepper said he's got plum trees now, so I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, we got the chickens all set up. Old Porker now is doing well in the back. Saw him today. I was helping him pluck out some of his hair. Poor guy, pretty hot, but he's got a nice little cool spot. We got a mud water kind of area, and he's living his best life out there. So, the only problem here is our new puppy. But she is going to be awesome, and she's really recognized in the last couple weeks that I am the alpha, and she should really do what I say. So now we're training her. We got her sitting and shaking, and we're going to move on from there. So pretty exciting times here in the old PrepperNow homestead. But yeah, there's all that. So now why would people be wanting to do these kind of things? Well, people are not doing well, you know. So I heard a big bank in China. I can't pronounce it, but I heard a big bank in China went down today, bankrupt. So I don't know much about that. I'm not going to go searching it up, but the banking and everything in the background is not doing well, and so might not be a bad time to try to find a nice plot of land somewhere. I was thinking about it. You know, people were not going for it in 2020, which probably was your best last time because the interest rates were so low and a lot of property and nobody was showing anything because of Rona and all that. So, and then of course the fever of 2021 to 2022 happened, even into 2023, and then now 2024, it's drying up. It really is. It's kind of sad to see, but businesses are going bankrupt very quickly, you know. And actually, there's this thing in the Federal Reserve called the SOM rule. And basically it says all of these things, it's I forget what the metric is, but this SOM rule, it's SAHM. Someone wants to look it up and put a link in or whatever, great. Basically says we are in a recession. So, and you know, they're going to come back with a BLS, and they're going to make it so everybody believes that everything is hunky-dory, but honestly, all the numbers are going to get retrofitted down because a lot of people are losing their jobs. And this is, you know, you talk about what I was talking about, the elections and everything, and this is really what it comes down to. This is kind of why I chose this tonight to do it. I really do believe that it is the goal to create a two-tier society. And you will have about 10% that have everything, and you're going to have 90% that are just basically a broken, depressed class of people that are not going to be able to really have much. And it's sad. And now we're really starting to accelerate into that. So we're talking on Magic's stream. We're talking about food. And Northern Girl Hobbies, God love her, had a conundrum because she said there's a person she wanted to help out, but she couldn't let them stay for too long. And they wanted to stay because they're basically starting to go and be potentially homeless. And she had to say no because she couldn't handle, you know, it was too much. And I got to tell you, we wouldn't be able to take someone in. I don't think any of you guys would probably be ready to take on a person that's going to be dipping into the resources. And I think a lot of that's going to start to come more and more. But I quipped in the chat that, you know, it's so expensive now. Like, I don't even think I could, you know, it's tough enough to kick a couple cans of food to people now, let alone try to help them, you know, and give them full support. So Anyway, if you're not subbed to Northern Girl Hobby, she is a prepper's prepper. She is the real deal. She's up in Canada. She's doing the things. She doesn't come around these parts much anymore. That's because she's busy. She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. So if you would like to see her, go on over and sub to her. And we miss her. Businesses have been battling the environment of high inflation, high interest rates. 12-month inflation rate has been hovering above 3% since June last year. Although some analysts calculate that it may be much higher than that. Now, who thinks right now 12-month inflation rate is 3%? Because I got to tell you, I don't believe that for one bit. I don't believe that for one bit. 3%, maybe 30%, maybe 13%, maybe 23%, but 3%, no way. Federal Reserve has kept interest rates within a range of 5.25 to 5.5. Since July last year, this combo of high expenses is putting pressure on businesses. It's also starting to create a bit of a financial bubble for the home sellers, which of course will manifest itself out into people becoming eventually underwater, and then a mortgage-backed security crisis could happen, like which triggered the global financial crisis of 2008, though many people think that it's going to actually be the commercial mortgage-backed securities, the CMBS. So despite such an environment, many executives remain positive about the future. Survey of Professional Services Network, Grant Thornton, found that 58% of CFOs are optimistic about the U.S. economy, the highest in almost 3 years. So that, like, they're kind of supposed to be there, you know. And 3 years ago was Rona. And if you're a CFO, you're probably going to be okay. You know, you're probably going to be fine because, well, you're a CFO. You're making 6 figures, if not more, 7 figures. All right, so yeah, 3 in 4 CEOs or CFOs expect their net profits to grow. So of course, it's chief financial officer's job is to blow smoke up the backside of all the investors. So, but here's where the devil's in the details, friends, and where the problem is happening is bankruptcies and interest rates. So 275 corporate bankruptcy filings in the U.S. so far this year, slightly lower than the 277 in 2023 during the same period. However, it is the second highest filing number during the January-May period since 2011, and of course that was the aftermath of the global financial crisis. So we're in some pretty nasty financial waters, and they're choppy. S&P bankruptcy numbers, however, only take into account large companies exceeding certain asset and liability thresholds. Some of the largest bankruptcies so far this year involving companies more than $1 billion in liabilities include IT firm Dynata, Red Lobster, biotech company Invitae Corp, Enviva, the world's largest industrial biomass producer. So these are pretty important companies. Companies in the consumer discretionary sector accounted for the most. Healthcare, industrials, consumer staples, IT, and financial. Apparel retailer Bob Stores recently filed for bankruptcy and announced shutting down all stores nationwide, citing difficulty in maintaining operations after its primary lender stopped funding them. Bob's Discount Stores, folks, that is the discount retailer. Like, that's the guy that is the last standing individual. That is not the one that is, the high-end stuff and the boutique, the Soho and all that. West Elm, Pottery Barn, whatever. This is Bob's. This is for people that are looking for discount furniture. That's why his name is Bob's Discount Furniture. So look at that. I mean, it's pretty bad. Red Lobster, gone. So all these companies, all that. So, Chinese bank, gone. So what are we set up for? We're set up for basically a financial crisis of sorts. in the rates, the interest rates, can't keep inflation down. Everywhere you go, prices up, 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 up. And now you're tacking on bankruptcy rates. So Rue 21 filing for bankruptcy. Express, casual attire, filed for bankruptcy. Body Shop ceased operations in the United States. So, I mean, these are all the people that used to be in the malls and stuff. I remember seeing Express. I remember seeing, Body Shop, Rue 21. These are all going away. And they're not coming back. Red Lobster's not coming back. People's ability to go out and eat is not coming back anytime soon. We barely go out anymore. We didn't go out a lot, but we're a busy family. We go out and have it every once in a while. You know, you're busy, you're doing stuff, you stop, you get some quick food, nothing great, whatever. We actually had a place that we like that's Peruvian. We got the chicken and veggies and all that, and it's quick, and it's or we go to like Chipotle, whatever. Try to keep it healthy, but anyway, it's too expensive now. It's too expensive. I mean, you go there, and it used to be like we'd take our family out and be like, all right, go to a Mexican restaurant, $25, $30 with tip. That's like $60 now. Anywhere you go now, it's like $60 just to go out. And so, as I said the other day, what I'm trying to do is pay down debt. I'm almost done with our shed and our fencing, which was a lot of money, but we needed it. But we're going to pay that down early. And, people are just tightening the belts, I guess, and that's the problem. So the tax base is going to get hit, and what are they going to do with the tax base, friends? What can they do for that? Hey, there you go. You bring in some new neighbors. What do you think? Mark my words, the feed's going to get jacked with. Oh my God, it's so predictable. Yeah. Hotels, housing our new neighbors, have received over $1 billion in taxpayer dollars. So as people's businesses are going out of business, and, we're sitting here trying to find ways to make ends meet. You've got major retailers that we've grown up with going out of business, like Rue 21 and Red Lobster and more. Bob's Furniture. I mean, so I covered this on the Crisis Report. Thanks to those that subscribed over there. Please do if you can. It is at Crisis Report. It is helping, and we have stabilized. I think we've stopped the bleed. Borg has relented. But the average hotel room for these new neighbors is $156 per night. Some are costing $300. Rather than shelters operated by the city has spent $4.88 billion on this crisis, helping the new neighbors. So when you are going under, your business isn't going to make it, and you see these numbers, this has got to be like aggravating and a big smack in the face. I mean, think about it. So, and then you tack on, the money going to, the Eastern Europe, and the money going to the Middle East, and the money going out to Asia. It kind of seems like no matter what we do, the money is never going to come to the people giving the money. And they always come out, with this stupid line that we're the richest country in the world. Man, what BS. If you didn't see this number right here, these are all more affordable. Are they richer than this? No. China, of course, is a possibility, but right now, as it stands, probably not. But like they're telling you to move to Vietnam because it's just so darn expensive. So when you see all this going on, and you're like, holy crap, uncle's business, his landscaping business, is gone because, well, nobody is paying to have their lands, scaped anymore because they don't have the money for it. I see people come up all the time. They come up and they're like, hey, I'm doing driveways. Can I do your driveway? Like, no, I don't got the money for it. Hey, I'm putting in new windows and all that. No, I don't got the money for it. Hey, I noticed this was going on with your house. Like I'm literally out there with a handsaw, chopping down trees the best I can because I'm not spending $400 or $500 or whatever the heck it is, either to pay a tree service or a couple $100 on a chainsaw. No, not happening. So, September 2023, city secured a contract with the Hotel Association of New York, or HANYC, for $1.3 billion over the next 3 years. January, another deal was signed between them for $76.69 million to provide last resort shelters to our new neighbors in Bronx, Queens, and Brooklyn through July of this year. Or I guess that year. This year. So business owners in surrounding neighborhoods have noted a decline in economic revenue for their businesses and others around them as the tourists that would normally stay in such places subsequently patronize their businesses have been replaced by people that have no money. So think about that. You're a business owner. You got a little bodega. You're over there down in the hotel down on 6th Avenue, in the 30s or something like that. And they put in all these new neighbors to the hotels around that used to feed you and give you your money. And now those people are gone. So what's happening? These people are going bankrupt. So there's all of this cycle. It's all cyclical. All this is going on all around us kind of at the same time, friends. Do you see what's going on? Do you see the cycle? Do you see the way, people are getting sapped for money? So they come in, they say, hey, we need all this money for all these things to help the world. We are the world. Great. So they raise all their taxes and everything else. You give the money. Meanwhile, the economy is going down. People can't afford things. Interest rates are up. Inflation is up. All the people that are basically trying to stop the hemorrhaging, well, it's not working. And then because of this, then they're like, you know what? We're going to still need a tax base. So let's just open the floodgates. Let's get the new neighbors in here. And the new neighbors come up, and the new neighbors, they get the services, they get the tax money, they get the love. Meanwhile, your uncle's business is going under, your business is going under. And it's starting to really aggravate people. So this is happening over in Europe as well. It's not just an American phenomenon. And you go and you say, hey, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna go vote in this party of people that says we're gonna stop the new neighbors. And you go and you do that, and then all of a sudden, over there in their parliamentarian system, they form all these, deals with the devil, and they basically make it so the party that should have won gets third place. And the first thing they did in the UK, and the first thing they did in France was say, hey, open the floodgates, repeal any kind of reforms that are going on, give them the package, get them up here, get them in here, and get them going. And meanwhile, the natives, well, sorry, you got to suck sand. Go pound sand, buddy. Our taxes are being used to pay for the migrants, and where are we supposed to make revenue? Asked William Chandler, manager of the Iron Bar, located across the street from the Row Hotel. I'm pretty sure I've been to the Iron Bar. I was not drinking at the time. I think that was when I was courting my wife, and I'm going to have to ask her because I do remember going to the Iron Bar. And, nice place, kind of hipstery, but it's not going well, That guy's going to go under. You know how hard it is to run a bar and restaurant in New York? You know the freaking turnover is? Gosh, I talked a few weeks ago about showing up to a job and it being closed up. That's what happened to me in New York. My first job was at a restaurant, and it was in the Upper West Side. That's all I could get. And, did all right. You make some money, but go in there, and I remember coming, and I was just starting to look for another job because I wasn't making ends meet, because the writing was on the wall. Walked up to the door, and on the things, basically one night it said, "We're done. We're closed. We're closing. Please, expect your last final paycheck in the mail at your residence. If you got a problem, go to so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. If you've moved since, we started." It was a new restaurant, too. This is happening all over now. And it's going to get worse. How as a business could we function? You're not supposed to function, dude. You're supposed to go out of business and let all the corporates come in and basically take over and make it so your business is gone. That's what's coming up. That's what it is. And this is going to spread not just from New York, but also it's going to keep going to other cities. I'm sure it's happening in Philadelphia. I'm sure it's happening in Baltimore and Nashville and St. Louis and Detroit and Kansas City and Houston and everywhere else. They're bringing these people in and they're replacing the people. They're not replacing them, but they're bringing them in and they're replacing the funding that comes for businesses to help. And now it's going to help these people get into their new digs, What's the incentive to pay taxes like this, folks? Seriously, what's the incentive? I'm working my tail off. I can't keep my business together. Can't sell my house. I can't, pay for anything. Can't take my kids out for a meal. Everything is too damn expensive, and I can't function. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to ride it out, and then I'm going to move to another country. Republican Councilwoman Joanna Ariola also criticized the gutting of the tourism industry in favor of the new neighbors, pointing out that hotels were built to be used by tourists, not for sheltering the masses of people. So think about this right here. They've got shelters for people. There's so many of these people. There's so many coming here that they have to take over like many of the hotels, which is hurting the business. Now, my wife and I are former New Yorkers, met there, got married there. And we have many friends who go back from time to time. You can't get an affordable hotel there anymore. And I bet you money, a lot of this has to do with that. So people are saying we got to get out. And they're considering places like Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Panama, Mexico to GTFO. So I don't know about you. I've talked to my wife about it. There is a part of me in the back that says, you know what, maybe we should become an expat too. But I'm not giving up on the old SS America yet. We're going to stay in. Just like I've had to the last few nights. Get pushed out from the stream and just keep coming back for more, doing the best I can to keep this lights on and talk to you fine folks. So, Northern Girl Hobbies is here. Good. I was talking positively about you, love. You are missed. Okay? You are missed. I'm actually getting ready to shut down the broadcast. I know. But Northern Girl is here. You're missed, love. I know you're busy. I was telling people to subscribe to your channel. I was telling people about the the unfortunate lady that was needing your help, and it's just like you can only do so much, you know. So basically saying that a lot of this is happening all over the place, and there's a lot of people that are needing help, and there's only so much people can do. But if you can, if someone can put Northern Girl, put your link into my chat, please. Okay, please subscribe to her. She is a prepper's prepper. She's great at doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, you want to talk about learning some really cool tricks and things, and some great homesteading stuff in quasi-urban Canada. She is a great channel to follow. Plus, she's nice. We like her. I'm glad you're here. So, anyway, put that link in the description or into the chat. People, go over there, subscribe to Northern Girl Hobbies, and yeah, we're gonna cut this one off because I gotta go to bed and do a whole bunch of stuff tomorrow, and trying to lose weight, and I'm hungry, so I need to go to bed. But anyway, thanks to all of you that have been coming by and joining these streams, and thanks to Borg for relenting a little bit and letting us get it out. And I appreciate you. But we're all feeling it. We're all feeling the financial strain. We're all feeling the problems. New neighbors are floating everywhere. I know they're getting new neighbors up in Canada. People are bugging out. They're going to survivalist groups in Utah, and they're going to other countries in Southeast Asia. And why is that? It's because it's really expensive here in the West, and there's only so much you can do. So, if you could, friends, if you're new here, please consider hitting that subscription button. Is that Northern Girl? Good, yes. Click on Northern Girl Hobbies. Get her. Go subscribe to her. I'm glad you're here. You're missed, okay? Doesn't mean you got to keep coming back. I know you're busy, but I'm just saying you're missed. Keep doing the things, folks, okay? And just keep trying. And, you know, it is getting tougher to help others. You know, we all got to help ourselves. But, you know, you can always smile and say a kind word to someone, you know. All right, folks, that's your live stream for tonight. God bless you all. I appreciate you. Hit the buttons and stuff. Leave a comment, you know. I put one out on Rumble if you want to go check that out. And I think I'm going to start to live stream on Rumble. So I got to make some things happen. I basically have to purchase the pay version of StreamYard. I've been waiting for a long time for that to come down in price, and it's not happening. So we'll figure that out. But only way for me to go on to StreamYard or onto Rumble is to go on to StreamYard. The problem is I don't have the time to make videos where I put the thumbnails and everything else. Live streaming is kind of where I'm going because it's just much easier with my family and everything. So, but we love you, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless. PrepperNow out.